The content, views, and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the producer and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the City of Bremerton, BCAT, their officials, or their employees. What's Krackin Kitsap? It is your host, Joe the Barber. I'm here with episode number 2. All right, we are going to be interviewing a very, very interesting person in our city who is doing something very, very interesting and really cool for people who are extremely awesome, honestly. So we're going to start this with none other than Tommy Debord. Welcome, Mr.
Thank
Man.
you.
How you doing?
Good to see you, Mr. Barber.
How you doing, my
Doing
guy?
good.
We're having a good time today,
Yes.
man. Yeah, just relax,
Yes.
chilling out.
Yes.
Yeah, you said you had something for me now?
Yes, we got a little present for you
Oh,
to make
man.
you part of the family at Tommy's Story Hour.
Yeah, look at that.
And
oh, you got look at that.
we got some of our sponsors.
Look at that. My presents. Hey, my. Bright Star. Hope for Horizon. Look at that. That is
Yes.
really cool, man.
They were all the people involved in making that t-shirt. It was a surprise for me for my birthday this year.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you very
You're
much,
welcome.
man. Thank you. Yeah, guys, you see right there? All righty. So, Tommy, I got to meet you through our mutual great friend, Jeff, right?
Yes.
And I got to find out more about who you are. But our guests to the show don't all know who you are. So if you can, do me a favor and give them a little bit of a bio of who you are, my guy.
Okay. My name is Tommy Debord. I'm the owner of Tommy's Story Hour, what is a global special needs group. It's based out of Bremerton, Washington. This January will be our 7-year anniversary in 2026. I created it because as a kid, I used to go to a place called Corey's down the farm, and when they shut it down, I thought, you know what, we need to start up a thing up for the special needs in Kitsap. Instead of doing the Corey's Day, what they used to do 2 days of the year, my group hits that special needs of all ages, and we do bingo, karaoke, live music, and we even have my very good friend Danny Vernon, who performs there every November, and he's endorsed by Graceland.
You said all ages, so
Yes.
so I'm used to knowing that means around from like 13 and up, if I'm correct, right?
Nope. They come as little kids,
Wow.
babies, because we have babies who come, we have kids, we have middle schoolers, high schoolers, and some of our members are seniors up in their 60s and late.
Man, how do you keep all that organized with so many different age groups?
Well, what we do is when they get there, we make sure they have a place to sit. And when they come in the building, we don't tell them who they can't sit with or who they can't. They sit with their friends, whoever they want.
Yeah.
And they can rotate different tables or chairs where they want to sit. And the nice thing is we use the Olympic Mountain Rescue Building in Bremerton, Washington. And
where's that at again?
1550 Rocky Point Road, Bremerton, Washington.
Okay. Where's that landmark? So just in case we're
right on Wheaton Way.
Wheaton Way. Okay, I know. Okay, I know where Wheaton Way is. Okay.
But down there, and we do a lot for the special needs. We have food, we have different things people bring. And one of my favorite things, I think you're going to touch on it a little bit later, was our Christmas giveaway where we helped so many families.
Yes, that was a big, you had a couple of events that came up when I did my, doing my extra research on you from after our meeting each other. And I tell you, man, you had some really cool ones there. But you're right. We'll get to that one probably in the next round. But I'm curious on what inspired you to want to make this move to get this open for and this is for all is it just for a specific type of disability, or is it all disabilities?
All disabilities. Okay. We have people with autism, Down syndrome, Asperger's. Even if they have mental health problems, we still accept them and make them feel included.
It's a welcoming community.
Yes, and one of my favorite things is the building we use is wheelchair accessible, and they just go in their wheelchair, and we have a table where we leave seats on available where the wheelchairs can come sit there and they feel included. We have an open area where they can drive around in their wheelchair. If they can't walk, they can use a table so they can play bingo or Uno. And it's just really...
You guys got music there?
Yes, we got...
Okay, I was about to say, man, that is
karaoke. Everyone
big
loves
thing
it.
for me, man.
Yes. And our good friend, Jeff Coughlin, was the one...
Shout out to Jeff.
Shout out to Jeff. Was one of the hosts for our lip sync battle in October. He was one of the judges.
Wow. For lip sync battle?
Yes.
Now that is...
And if
that
you
is
want,
interesting.
that video is up on YouTube if you want to see it.
Yes, we will. It said that you had you started this in your dad's apartment.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
Jeez, man.
It's kind of...
That's love. Let me tell you that.
Yeah. let me tell you a little background about that. On Christmas Day in 2018, 1 month before we had our first event, on Christmas Day, I came out of my room. I said, Dad, I created a troop for the special needs to come to our house in January, and he thought we would have like 4 or 5 special needs.
Yeah.
It caught my dad off guard, my stepmom, friends. We had 150 special needs in that room that day in our living room.
Yeah.
We played bingo, karaoke, and we even did board breaking. I had a friend who's a martial artist come teaching them a little board breaking where the boards were already made that way.
But it's really good for building their confidence.
Yes.
As a barber, I do this every day with building confidence into my clients, because if they walk out looking good, they're gonna do great. They're gonna feel and look and do good. So, but go on.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things about Tommy's Story Hour, when I created, is some of the special needs, they reach out to me, not just on the monthly events. We got an online group when the pandemic started. We started up an online group chat, and we had our in-person members, and I joined some autism groups around the world, and they decided to join part of the team and be part of the Tommy Story Hour family. We got members from Ukraine, Germany, Canada, all around the world, and we are just like one big happy family. And
this happened around COVID time.
Yes,
I believe,
when
yes.
COVID started in 2020.
And how was that, man? That was a tough thing for everybody, and I can know.
We had to shut our events down for a long time and stuff.
Yeah. But you guys went online.
Yes.
It looks like, and it started to really. That's when you were able to get more touching out there to the other state or other countries and so on and so on.
And one of my favorite things about the online group, I met 2 special members. One had Down syndrome, and his name's John Morey, very close friend of mine still, and Angelique Batty. And me and my family planned it with their family so we could make a road trip to California to Stockton and Tehachapi. And we went down there for a weekend, and we went and visited them a couple years ago, and we stayed at a hotel and visited our members down in California and made it special. And we did bowling, we took them to movies. For a whole weekend, we got to see 2 of our online members. And
that's really cool, man. You're doing some big level stuff here, man. Jeez, this is stuff that top-notch YouTubers are out there trying to offer, and you're just like, hey, I'm ready to step it up before I get there and when I get there, right? Hell yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. So when you got down there to California, what was the excitement level for you?
My friend John Morey, he has Down syndrome. He was just over the top excited, and we went bowling, and me and him both like Elvis Presley, and our bowling name he still remembers it to this day, and it's called Double Trouble. Because if you ever heard the song Looking for Trouble, You Come to the Right Place by Elvis, and we used the word trouble for our bowling team name.
Now look at that. That's clever, man. That's real clever.
Yes.
So let's bring it back to Kitsap real quick. So after COVID hit, you guys kind of blew up, right? Pretty big.
Yeah.
And I mean, you were already going big level stuff here, dude, with 112?
Yeah.
112 people inside of your
Let me tell you,
house.
my dad, when people were
Kudos to dad.
when people were starting to roll in and knocking on the door to come in, my dad's like, there's more people here. But for almost 7 years in January, my dad's really loved it. Our members become family. And
very true.
One of my favorite things about living in Kitsap is the disabled. A lot of them don't really have a lot of things here. The only things we really got is the art dance.
Yeah.
And Tommy's story hour.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is we have members of my group come over to my house and we watch movies, or they come over for dinner on the weekdays or weekends. And we got a open door policy. If they are wanting to have a friend to hang out with, we just tell them, come on over. We can do some bingo, karaoke. Then you'll have to go back to your place that night. And we make them feel loved, because the disabled really don't have a lot of friends. And I can speak from experience. When I was in high school, I was bullied, and that was another thing what made me impact me to do Tommy's story hour.
I was going to ask that.
Having special needs friends, they're like your everything, you know. They're always one phone call away, or if your other friends aren't busy, they're always there. And I just really love the special needs community. Yeah. And they're my whole entire world. I'm dedicated my last almost 7 years of my group, but before that I used to help with Corey's Day on the farm. And I dressed up in my Elvis Presley jumpsuit and hand out teddy bears right across the street at the Kitsap County Fairgrounds.
Heck yeah, man.
I just
really
love
cool.
The special needs. They're my everything.
You know, you're kind of tapping into a soft spot for me, man, because I'm educated in dealing with those with special needs, especially when it comes to haircuts. So it's difficult for many of them to go and get their haircut from places, because a lot of people don't have the patience or the care that they want to learn about the situation, about the disability that they're going through. So like my autistic clients that come in that are very sound, I mean high autistic, that are very sound, you know, they react to sound very heavy. We've gone through whole scenarios, you know, where to help that person get that comfortability of understanding what is happening, because a buzz can sound like a bug, and when you have difficulty with communicating, you know, it can be hard to explain to somebody that I don't like the sound because it sounds like a bug. But they can't say it sounds like, I don't like the sound because it sounds like a bug. They have their own way of communicating, but they understand what the feeling is. And so, especially with children, and that's where I really have taken some fun into it. I've changed it from I call myself going from Joe the barber to Joe Gabba Gabba. And it seems to work.
See where the kids like that.
The kids seem to like it a lot, man. But I also was working in school, in my high school. I worked. I was an assistant for the teacher that was teaching the disabled students. And even though, you know, I was a nerd. I'm still a nerd. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool.
Nerd toe. But it was tough to see, you know, to go through bullying myself and them as well. But I was more intense on getting hype, as we would say, you know, for them that were getting bullied than it was me or guys that were just, you know, into the computer science, into the games and things like that were getting bullied, because they didn't have an ability to express, I don't like that, please stop. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree that there's needs to be more of that, more recognition out there for not just in the grown life, in their adult life, as what you're doing, which is amazing, man. I'm telling you, that's amazing.
I agree.
But also, as you saying, in the youth life, which is what I really like a lot about what you're doing, is you're bringing all these ages together to give them a place and to just let loose and feel safe and comfortable to do such things, right? So what kind of hurdles or we call it red tape that you may have ran into while getting this done?
The red tape was we wanted a bigger building, and we were at the YMCA for a short time.
Yeah.
And we were struggling there because the finances to try to keep it afloat, because we were going to be doing our Danny Vernon show that November, our first year. And they said, hey, you'll have to pay way more to use the gym for your concert. And I'm like, my dad said, why don't you go to that fire hall where I took you as a kid for yard sales? Because at the fire hall, they do yard sales every summer. And we went there, and they had a phone number on the door, and we called, and my friend Patrick answered. I never knew him at the time, and I signed my first ever lease there, and I don't want to say how much it costs, but they do a really good deal because how much they love my group.
This is at the Olympic Mountain Rescue headquarters? Okay.
Yep. And it's a really cool small building, and they're very understanding about my group, and they really care about the special needs, and they love the mission I'm on. And they just, they're very powerful people. Just they have to go up in the mountains to save people, and they're just so respectful of my group, and they're just so nice letting us use the building when we need to and stuff.
That's really dope, man. You know, having that community connection is a big thing, you know. And as you said, we in Kitsap, you know, I know we're in Bremerton right now, but this is a show that we speak it all the way out through Kitsap from Port Orchard all the way to Bainbridge Island. And this shows that there's not a lot, that there's only these few events that are happening in this much space. Says a lot about our community, how we need to step up. Okay? I'm just going to keep that real with you guys. All right. And we need to step this up because being that this is something that is I mean, from what I've been seeing you got a lot of great response from the people that have come in to the events as well. Now, what are some of the responses that you've gotten?
Just some people say how Tommy's story hour impacted their lives to help them out build friendships. We have one member, he comes all the way from Tacoma, and he don't drive. He takes the bus.
You said from Tacoma?
Yes, he takes the bus at 5 in the morning. He leaves his house every month, travels to Seattle, takes the foot ferry or the bid ferry, then to go on another bus to go to the fire hall, then double back every month for almost 6 years. His name's Richard Rogers, and he's a very dear friend of ours at Tommy's Story Hour.
For 6 years, he's been making that track?
Yes.
That is dedication, man.
And once in a while, we do have a member who lives in Everett. Her and her husband comes down for like the big events, and they pick him up and drive him there and then drive him back where he don't have to make the trip.
But the fact that he's been doing this still from Tacoma. I used to live in Federal Way. So I'm born and raised in Bremerton in Federal Way. I'll tell anybody everywhere. You know, I'm a native of Pierce or of King County and Kitsap. But that is a track, dude.
Let me tell you.
That is a track. Even getting on that is you guys, if you've never done this travel, it is
he said
extremely
it's
long. That is crazy.
And he just loves the group. They are like friends and family, and they just really enjoy themselves.
Yeah. Before we go to our break, I'll ask you, you know, were there ever anybody that had complaints that had came? Because, you know, we always say we all got haters, right? You know, so were there ever anybody that had gave some type of like, man, you know, why are they doing this or anything like that?
Yeah, there's been a few people who don't like my group because they don't get their way, because there's some people where you say, hey, if you can't follow the rules, you got to have a 30-day suspension for the following month. And if we give 2 warnings, then the third one, hey, you can't come back. And the hardest thing is tell people they can't come back, they can't follow the rules, but you know,
because there's only so many things to do.
It's sad because there's some people you can't come back, but it breaks your heart because you're telling them they can't see their friends, but you know, you gotta be careful.
You gotta have order, man. And I agree with you, Tommy. You gotta have order in your community, man. You are a leader, understand? And as the chief of the tribe, if they can't, you set the tone and you set the expectations, you know?
Yeah, we only got a few simple rules. Be nice, kind, and respectful.
Can't handle that, man. I agree. Kick rocks until you get your head on right. You know what I mean? And come on back and we'll try it again.
Because we're a family and we got an open policy. You can come, you can go. But just remember, we'll always be family.
Brothers and sisters fight.
Yes.
All right. What really makes a strong family is how we can come back together and how we can find that common ground with each other and be able to move forward, you know? So, Tom, we're going to take a quick break real quick. You want to hang around real quick more for a little longer?
I can't wait for part 2.
Yeah, we got them for part 2, baby. And we will be right back with What's Krackin Kitsap part 2 with Tommy.